can't.
Hi, everyone. This is Dana at hashtag B1 Less News and hashtag CDC Whistleblower. And I'm here with Candace Estave, who's at CES Dave. And
Dana, you're not on the air.
What? Yes, I am.
No.
What? What?
Go.
We're live, sweetie.
You weren't live 5 seconds ago. You are now.
Well, actually, on my computer, it says that I am, which is
Okay.
the master computer. But say hello, Candace.
Hi, everybody. This is Candace.
Oh, my God. We've been doing these every day. This is the 92nd day in a row that we've done our TAD tips, which is trends and tips for hashtag CDC Whistleblower. We want to do a shout-out to Marcia McClelland, who has been sharing these and definitely helping change the feed according to what information needs to get out there to people. Because all hashtag CDC Whistleblower is a portal and a foundation for information about vaccine references. So let's just start right here with this meme that we found, which it says, on the foundation of informed consent, you can't sue vaccine manufacturers. Turns out mandates eliminate informed consent and potentially introduce state liability. And the tinyurl.com/mandate liability, and it goes with /who owns your body /vaxwar and /vax court dumped. Because what it looks like there's a chance will happen is if these 110 panic mandates all about measles mania, if they are to pass, it makes the National Vaccine Injury Compensation Program vulnerable to potentially making it so that parents can sue in state court and federal court for vaccine damage, which is something we've wanted since 1986. So there's a real trade-off here if it happens, and this alone should be enough for these people who are supporting these total mandates to back off and say, whoa, wait a minute, that can't be right. This is /Johns Hopkins Busted. It's a video where they take you through looking on the Johns Hopkins website, and now it says avoid contact with children who are recently vaccinated. Now we're going to turn it over to Candace, and these are two memes that we've recently seen, and this one says, have the Democrats who want vax mandates and the Republicans who want to end the federal law permitting abortion in all the states agreed to broker a bipartisan trade? Turns out both parties think you don't own your body, and neither are pro-choice. What we're talking about here is if the Democrats pass all of these vax mandate bills in 2015, our Republican-dominant federal government will very likely revisit Roe v. Wade. The websites /who owns your body and /Roe v. Wade 2015, just the letter V, not VS. And it's just something to really have people realize that when politics and our government is owned to such an extreme level as ours is owned, that it doesn't matter if you have 200 people that come in to a meeting to oppose a bill, the people elected still vote for it. We are just completely saturated with money and completely owned. At that level, it becomes a bartering government where one side barters against the other, even though they're both on the same team. So it's just something to think about. And then this other one, Democrats, you don't own your kid's body. Republicans, you don't own your kid's body. Let's revisit Roe v. Wade. So now, Candace, I know you had a great meeting with your person yesterday. I want you to just talk about, you had this great meeting. It was supposed to be 30 minutes. It turned out to be an hour and a half of you giving reference after reference after reference from a packet that you had produced at b1less.com, the letter B, the number 1, less.com. If the links on that page do not work, simply cut and paste them into your tiny URL or into the email, fax, document, tweet that you're trying to put out there. So you've just had this fabulous meeting. At the very end of the meeting, I want you to go over what happened at the end of the meeting for this.
Well, we're standing up, and I'm like, okay, I want to leave you with food for thought. I said, it looks like the Republicans might be very happy with this because then they can take back the Roe versus Wade. They can take away our right to have an abortion. are the Democrats willing to trade that? Because who owns your body? She's like, oh my goodness, I had not thought of that. I'm like, yeah, who owns your body?
Because that's really, at a constitutional level, and I'll go to this one, tinyurl.com/who owns your body. This is an article by Judge Napolitano, who's a hardcore libertarian, so you won't necessarily agree with everything hardcore libertarian, but Fox and Analyst says mandatory vaccines are tyranny. Who owns your body? And he really explains what a slippery slope this is to start to talk about vaccine mandates. And at the end of the day, let's look at what their goal is. Their goal is to arrive at what they call herd immunity. So in the state of California, we have AB 2109 that has increased our vaccine rates 20% in the first, among those who weren't vaccinating, in the first year that it came out. So it's crazy for them now to say we need additional efforts that take away ownership of your body. And here's the who owns your body here. This Nacho one you have to keep track of because it's talking about the illegal use of federal funding for state lawmakers, which is completely illegal. And these are just all a bunch of different things that you'll find in the photos page of hashtag CDC whistleblower. Again, our guy won yesterday. Congratulations to John Murlock. He won after having been predicted not to even come close to touching this guy who had been in politics forever. And we really think a lot of that is because he was so pro-choice, so adamant about it, that we came in full force to help him out. So again, the two really clear topics to present are this concept of state liability. It will be unbelievably expensive to have the state mandate without exception vaccines because there's a very good chance that that introduces liability to the state. And people need to recognize that with the SB 277, there's zero in there about how some of these kids who potentially are completely unvaccinated, because we've had these laws since the 60s, so we could have 100,000 completely unvaccinated kids be notified that in 6 weeks they have to be completely up to date to be at school or be truant. So that's one concept. And then the other concept is once you go down this slippery slope of agreeing that you're ready to trade this minuscule percentage of the population who uses a personal belief exemption, and you're ready to trade that to say that you don't own your body because I need to be protected from the 2 cases of measles that are currently active in the state of California. And then that potentially makes it so that the government is now saying you don't own your body, and the Republicans down to revisit Roe v. Wade. We're going to be stuck in fighting back and forth about that and nothing else for the next 10 years. So just some food for thought on all of that. Anything last minute to throw in there, Candace, or is she muted me because I think it's noisy in her school? So those are a couple of things. Keep up the tweeting. Hashtag CDC Whistleblower is the foundation for every tweet. If you're in California, hashtag SB 277 is your primary Mary to CDC Whistleblower. If you're in any other state, it's hashtag whatever the name of your bill is. If you're posting calendar items, meaning it's a date and time, it's something you want people to attend. You found a public meeting, you found a city council meeting, you found a school board meeting, put hashtag the name of the bill with the word calendar together in one hashtag so that we can go through and find those meeting dates and get them on calendars. Other than that, keep up the great work. We're looking super strong in California, and we will see you soon. Thanks.